I have an exciting announcement. The Dark Warrior of the North, Maoshan Martial Qigong form is now available right up here at maoshan.thunderwizard.com. You can go there and get it. Let me tell you about this form. This is me doing the last part of it where we gather yin and yang. And I want to tell you exactly what this form does and why I think everybody should be doing it. So, the Xuan Wu Dark Warrior of the North, Maoshan moving sacred invocation of the Taoist god of protection, magic, immortality, and destruction of demons. So this is not just a form that I've named after. This is actually something that I have channeled, worked directly with this being and with other light beings, and this was the result. This form, just me practicing this form just to make this video, completely shifted my life, completely, totally opened up my understanding and opportunities. I mean, my life is on a completely different level, simply because one afternoon I had to spend a couple hours putting together this video. So if that means anything to you, I think that everybody should be checking this out. So this is a moving sacred invocation of the Taoist god of protection, magic, immortality, and destruction of demons. Xuan Wu controls the powers of yin and yang. So the tortoise and the snake represent the macrocosmic yin and yang in the universe. So the tortoise represents yin and the snake represents yang. So I think this picture, I put it out here in the middle of the universe with all that, is because that is the power that this deity has. He has the power over this. So what that means for you is you not only get balance of yin and yang inside of you, but you actually get to play with yin and yang in the external world. So this is a practice that will give you power over manifesting your reality. Okay, so he controls the powers of yin and yang. He manifests a higher frequency of earth. So, what's happening with people right now is that those who are doing the spiritual practices, especially those who are doing the Maoshan practices, what is happening is that you're shifting your frequency up. People are talking about having Ascension symptoms. Well, that is a result of your frequency shifting up and an inability to ground yourself into the manifested world of the third dimension. So you end up flailing around and it causes all kinds of discomfort and unhappiness. So you end up doing this form, and what happens is, instead of throwing you deeper into the third dimensional manifested physical frequency, it allows you to manifest a physical world on a higher frequency. And so this is the new energy of the earth, grounding and creating a reality. So he manifests a higher frequency of earth. He gives people the power to control their manifested worlds. I already talked a little bit about that. I'll probably talk about that in more videos. Xuan Wu gives mastery over one's thinking. All right, so this is something I'm going to really start focusing on because it's coming up to be an issue. People have, myself included, have a difficult time thinking through their reality. We get stuck in our heads a lot. This is why, people fantasize about being able to have 100% of their brain power, because in their fantasy, if they can think at 100%, they'll be able to think and control their reality. And that's not how things really work. But this form actually gives you the ability to heal the earth element, which is the manifested. You're trying to think into reality, what you want and your desires. So this deity gives you the ability to do that, and this form will awaken that within you. So your mind will work much more efficiently, and you'll be able to create from your mind. So Xuan Wu gives mastery over one's thinking. When you do this form, you will become aware of resources, opportunities, and new ways of seeing the world and your relationship to it. Xuan Wu has mastery over the macrocosm of creation. In my opinion, every Maoshan energy student should be practicing this form. So I'm making this available to anybody. Now, normally you want to do the Maoshan stuff. I recommend that you go through a process, so that, because the energy is so intense and so concentrated, that it's best if you go, if you don't try and leap to the top step, you go one step at a time. But Xuan Wu, because it's so grounded and because it does so many things, I think everybody who's doing these practices should do this set. You'll find out when you do it. And so if you're not into the first set, the Hands of Infinity, or the second set, the Winged Immortal, or the third set, the Destroyer of Demons, if you don't want to go that route, but you want the Maoshan ability to shift to a higher frequency, this set will work. And as I said, it will heal physically issues associated with the earth element, which is, the lower part of the body from the, the rib cage down. All of that gets healed all the way down to the root. And there's a lot. I'll just keep going. There's so much more to this thing. So every Maoshan energy student should practice this form, in my opinion. So the tortoise and snake form is, number one, Qigong, which is 3D life force energy. So most people now, when they're just, some people get to me and they say, I'm a Qigong student. Great, I was a Qigong student for a while as well. I still am, I still do it. But Qigong is third dimensional life force energy. It's healing, your body needs it, but it doesn't shift beyond. It can be a window through nature and through energy, but it's really not as high, a higher frequency energy that we also have access to here in the Maoshan practices. But it does this very well, and it's very important. We have to have a healthy Qi system, life force energy system, and this set does it. Does everything that you would want from a Qigong set. It does Qigong, which is the sixth dimensional electromagnetic force. That's what the Maoshan have that no other Taoist or any other practice has on the world, which is to be able to awaken this higher dimensional electromagnetic force that is normally dormant, surrounding the heart, keeping the soul safe. And as you know, what we do in the Maoshan is we release that through the meridians. This shifts everything up to a higher level, and it gives you incredible shamanic powers, because that means you're connected to higher dimensions. This set also does that, but if you're on a lower step up the Maoshan ladder and you haven't gotten to the higher sets yet, this will give you the Qigong in a very digestible way, but it will increase and empower that. So it does Qigong. It also does Yigong. So remember, this is an earth element empowering set, and Yi is associated with thinking. Have you ever noticed? Now, we don't do this so much anymore because now we have devices, but I'm old enough to remember that when you were going to go sit down in the bathroom, you took a book with you, and people used to put books, and there'd be a bookcase right over the toilet. That's because you read the paper, you want to think, and some people get their best thinking done when they're sitting down in the restroom. That's because the earth element digestion has to do with thinking. So again, if your earth, your digestion, your root is blocked up, you're not going to be able to think clearly. So this is Yigong, and the spiritual power is you can intend your reality. So it also does Shengong. So Shen means spirit. It's the word we use to talk about the soul, that the Shi surrounds. The Shen is the soul, the spirit. But it also means deities. So Shengong means that you are communicating directly. You're doing work directly with deities. This is pure shamanic form. And this set does all of these things. It does Qigong, Qigong, Yigong, and Shengong. This form is extremely physically healing and will dynamically awaken the mind to new possibilities and new realities. So I'm going to again talk about it, but again, just this video, when I was making this video, I spent hours because I had to keep redoing things. So I spent the whole afternoon doing that entire set. And the next day, when I woke up, I felt completely different, and a new life path reality opened up. And you'll find out about it later if you follow the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of different things. I'm going to be traveling around. I was able to actually create exactly what I wanted, but I never would have seen it if I hadn't done this set. If I hadn't done this form, I wouldn't have seen all of the opportunities that were right in front of me that want to give me exactly what I want most of all. Okay, so this is the Dark Warrior of the North, the Tortoise and Snake, Maoshan Martial Qigong form. You can find it at, maoshan.thunderwizard.com. So go there, and we'll be talking about it some more, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you and to communicating with you and finding out what it does for you. So that's it, maoshan.thunderwizard.com. Xuan Wu, Dark Warrior of the North, Maoshan Martial Qigong form, now available. Thank you, my friends. Please take very good care of yourselves. I'll see you all very soon.